Okay, here's a question about seawall parking from my good friend Yolanda Moran, who lives on Winnie, right near me. Yolanda, good to see you. She asks, why is so much time being spent on seawall parking when the vote hasn't even gone to the voters again? Do y'all know something we don't? Measurements, cost of meters. Don't y'all, you and the city council, think the people's voice needs to be heard before all this time is given to this? Yolanda, you make a great point, and yes, we do realize that it's the voters who are going to decide yes or no whether seawall parking plan is ever implemented, whether a charge is ever implemented to park on seawall. Clearly, that's the voters' choice now after the 2004 charter election. What I wanted to do as a leader, and leading the city council and this city, is for us to put the time and effort into identifying the particulars so that when you, the voters, go to the polls in May, you see that your city council has done a great deal of effort to answer all the specific questions. So what we've done so far, Yolanda, is we have identified that what we're going to put on the ballot will be consistent with what the charter language is, and that is we have to tell you the method and the amount of what we're going to charge. So the city council has met for months now and gone over plans, a voucher program, a permit program, and a seawall pay station program. We've determined that you can bring in literally only $200,000 a year by doing a voucher or permit program, while you can bring in over $700,000 a year doing pay stations. That's largely because the pay station's right there and the person who parks their car can see it. Well, you know what? You can have a pay station every 300 feet, a football yard apart. I have determined in my heart that that's going to be something that I can live with putting to the voters for your determination. It's not going to be little meter slots, one every car lot. It won't be that visual blight. So that's something that we've decided will be part of the plan that we put to the voters. I think we have to go to this detail, Yolanda, before we put the thing to the voters, because otherwise it will seem not well thought out and that we didn't do our due diligence. We've also determined that $8 a day will be the plan put to the voters. We've also determined that there will be a calendar on which you will pay. That is, you won't have to pay if it's the winter months between the end of October and the beginning of March, other than on the weekends. So, in other words, you'll pay 7 days a week between March and the end of October, but you only pay on the weekends from 9 to 6 in November, December, January, and February. Another thing, Yolanda, that we've determined through all our numerous meetings over the past several months is we think the voters aren't going to approve this if they don't know where the money's going to go. So what we're going to put on the ballot, and I assure you this, is not just the pay method, which is meters every 300 feet, not just the amount, $8 a day max. We're going to take it one step further. The charter doesn't require this, but we're going to do it anyway. We're going to put on the ballot so that people lock us into it, if they approve it, the allocation of where that money we raise, that $700,000 a year that we raise, goes to. And what we're going to put on is 10% administration, because that's what the state law allows, 15% replacement fund for things like the pay stations or lights, but 75% for seawall amenities. In other words, you lock your city council into it by voting for this, that 75% of the income generated from these seawall parking plan will go to lights and good paving and benches, seawall amenities, water, showers, things that would actually benefit the seawall experience. I really think that at a minimum, that's what the voters deserve. But Yolanda, remember, and let me just say it again, that nobody is going anywhere unless the voters approve it. That's the beauty of this time versus 2004. Nothing happens unless the voters approve it.